Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video it is the last of the sunshine before the rain. We're going to try and get some wheat cut as much as possibly we can. So we have the 2725 with the Triffet and the Blue Marshall ready to rock and roll. I'm going to bring that up. I was away stone picking this morning, so just going in after having a mug of coffee. Father Phil has gone up to start cutting. Got to take off the stone picker. David's going to drive up behind me with 64 Rahi because we already have a trailer up there. Bring two more, and it's cold hill, so it's a long draw. We have 40 minutes to get back with a trailer. Well, maybe half an hour anyways. The other two, Eric and Brendan, they're away receding now, trying to get finished up for one of our customers before the rain comes, because if we don't get done before the rain, it's the kind of ground that may not get done at all then. So that is the crack. It's time to go cut the spring wheat and yeah, go drop off stone picker. It is ferocious windy. We're starting to get Storm Erin, which across the Atlantic there. So 2725 is on the job. Two trailers. Why the 2725? Well, because the 7618 water pump went in over the weekend, harrowing. So we had to kind of leave it. It's getting fixed later on. So 2725 is on the job. And we have a band of rain coming at 4 o'clock this evening. So just going to double check everything is right here before we go. Before 4 o'clock it's going to be raining, so it's a rush to see how much can we get cut before then. All is good on the trailer, all's joined up, lights and brakes. So yeah, it's a bit of a, we're not going to get the field cut. It's 28 acres in the field, but we will get cut whatever we get cut, and every bit we get cut is a bit less to be worrying about while the weather breaks, because the long range forecast from this band hits us isn't great. It's going to be very wet. See how much we can get done. And we're in the field. Father Phil is way. 28 acres of wheat. How many acres do you think we'll get through? Also, I'll forward apologise for the state of the audio. I kind of went in a bit of a rush and I forgot me mic. So yeah, it's not going to be great that. Oh, never. Everything alright, yeah? As I said, apologise for the wind. Oh, you know, tractors, it's not fun. So currently that's 23%, which is a bit high, but the grain is ripe. We're looking at an unsettled spell of weather for at least 2 weeks, and with just in hand, we have a dryer. We're just going to cut what we can. The straw will rear out. The straw is still a bit on the green side. You can kind of see it in the swarts there, so we won't be baling, we'll just leave it down. I have to tip that there's water in that from the weekend rain, but we'll just get what we can cut. Not too bad. Great drying at the minute. So while the first bit was 23%, it's going to get drier and drier, and you can see the dust rising off the combine out there. Great crop. You may remember we sowed this with the Uni drill from Egmont Haggery. To run up with it there, and there's a great crop. We're quite happy with how the crop of spring wheat has come on. And we're just inside the gate here, which would usually be one of the worst parts of the field. No, good thick crop. You know, it's a decent crop. We're well happy with. No, well happy with. How is the harvest going so far? Not overly great. Barley yields, spring barley yields have been very poor. Straw yields, everything poor. Our oats now has done pretty good. We have some good crops of oats. All the oats is cut, and we're actually very far on. Last week, the good week, they got a power of work done. But I was getting other work tidied up. They have been keeping the combine moving, drawing the grain. So we are down to 28 acres of spring wheat, 20 acres of spring barley, and 26 acres of spring beans, and we are done. So we are on the final, by the time we get this done, or we get this bit cutting done this evening, we'll be on the final 60 acres. And it'll all be done by probably mid-September. So the beans is coming in very, very quick. So we just have the trailer up there, let the water run out for the weekend. That's kind of what screwed up the moisture here, because wheat is a divil. It takes a lot of drying because of the shape of the head. It takes a lot to dry it out because there's it's a multi-row head. So if you look at it down that way, you can see you have 4 rows of grain, whereas barley is 2 rows. So you have like growing out of each corner. So it takes a lot of drying to dry it out naturally. So we'll go drop this. We separate these 2 trailers now as well, and then we'll go bring that up to the other end of the field so you can unload. We only have 2.5 hours cutting before the rain, and it is like a solid band of rain the length of Ireland coming in. I think it's already raining in the west. The Triffitt trailer will be the last trailer we fill, because it has the cover on it. It'll be the trailer that hopefully when it does start to rain, it will roll over. Now, the cab of the 2725 is not as waterproof or weatherproof, so that could be interesting. Also, probably shouldn't have dropped this trailer on the straw. And as we have the loader, I can lift that trailer up if I need to. It's just the jack that's on it swings and she'll roll forward and fall down, or roll back and fall down. I might lift it there now. Father fella's a nice behind the trailer there, or the combine. You can just see it in the distance. Man, that sun is boiling for rain. Anyone outside Ireland, have you ever heard that expression, boiling for rain? Ooh. You get intense heat from the sun. We call it boiling for rain. And actually, you can hear, you should be able to hear crackling. That's the grain drying. So if we're lucky, we'll get the moisture down. So, Father Phil said we have a grain dryer anyways, and that's why we have a grain dryer. Get him to do another run, then I'll try and lift up the blue trailer. It's a bit tight to get around to it. And we'll close the tail door on the massive trailer. We'll be ready to take the load off the combine. So for those of you that maybe are new to the channel or don't know kind of the process with a combine, so the ideal speed for the combine is where you cut that piece of straw that'll be right there, that it goes up through the combine and then comes back out the bottom of the combine, more or less in the same place that you picked it up from. That's roughly how you judge a combine's speed. Is where you pick up the straw is where you leave back the straw. It goes through the combine. This is a rotary separator, Massey 40, so it has 2 internal drums. So it takes in the grain into the elevator up. 2 drums then beat it out of it before it goes onto the straw walkers, walks its way back, and that's how it separates the grain. You can see that piece there shaking forward and back. That's what's broken the Massey 38 or other combine, the shaking shoe. And that shakes forward and back, which then starts to shake out the grain from the chaff. There's a fan in the bottom that blows up air through the combine to try and blow away all that light stuff you see falling out there. And then the grain is separated out into the elevators and up into the tank. That's a simple version of how that combine works. So, flying through it nicely now. we get the maxi trailer out, we'll follow him to take off the load. That's a pity this weather wasn't going to last, because we'd just about get this cut out within the day. So we would. We would get this cut out within the day if the weather was still like this for today. The joys of farming. You gotta work with what you have. The wind is blowing it. It's blowing everywhere. That's not too bad now. Taking more chaff out of it anyways, and all the light grain. So one thing that both my father and uncle were never, once or twice have ever remembered where we'd unload on the go. They've always been stop, unload and then go. I never understood why, because it would make more sense to keep driving and you'd have, you know, for the 5 minutes or 4 minutes we'd be emptying, you'd have that much more cut. But they were never really big into that, I thought. I don't know why. Anyways, you know that Father Phil is going for a moisture sample there. Let's see what this moisture of the second tank is coming in at. Need to get a set of greedy boards on this trailer. It's low, it's a root crop trailer, not so much a grain trailer. But I said greedy boards now, raise it up at least a foot, would make a huge difference. Look at Alfie. Look at him asleep. They need some dog. Nothing care. Back on its stand. Let's look at what we have. Ooh. Hoist myself up. Ooh. Let's see where the moisture's coming from. Some green grains in it. It's not just maybe as far on as what I thought it was now. Them green grains is what I'll be setting it off. Oh. It is what it is. I have the grain jar, we'll dry it, we'll keep it. Then we're going to put urea, treat the wheat with urea to get the most value out of it for feeding our own cattle. Two reasons why we grew wheat. We haven't grown wheat in quite some time. One is we had beans in this field last year, and wheat always does well after beans because beans leave a residual nitrogen in the ground from the fixation of atmospheric nitrogen through the ribosomes on the roots of the beans. Ag science, that's how I remember that. But that's, you get like a nitrogen boost. So where the beans are this year being wheat. Possibly winter wheat if we get cut early enough, but spring wheat definitely. The reason was we wanted to grow wheat because it's just that bit more powerful for trying to finish cattle and for feed. And really for me to do is the life of someone who draws grain when you don't drive around the field and unload on the go. You just sit at the headland and wait for him to do another round and unload. And again, the plan would be, get this full, I head down. I don't know whether I'll be leaving the trailer to come back up to bring, he'll have the blue trailer filled next. The Triffid will stay in the field to take the last of it when the rain comes, because we can pull the cover. That's the plan. We'll just sit here and enjoy the views. I was to bring the drone. I couldn't find the drone. It's pretty too windy to fly it anyways. But no, I was thinking about bringing the drone, and the last bit of drone footage, this is the field that my uncle cut for the last time in 2022. It was that year. It was his mission to cut, just want to cut this field one more time, and they done it. It's the third harvest without him now, and yeah, It's just times like this when you're sitting on the headlands, it just brings back old memories. Anyways, life goes on. Every year we keep growing and cutting crops. Just waiting for rain now. I was just getting ready to back up beside him. I said, "Fuck this, I wonder if I drive alongside him, will I encourage him to throw out the auger there and we unload on the go." No, he's stopping. No, it's like the old saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Can't get him to drive alongside the combine while we're unload on the go. Whenever this load will fill the combines or fill the trailer, so we'll be heading back to the yard after this one. That's us full there now. Huh? Leave this trailer in John. So bring this to John. You tell me. Oh, bring the trailer back if it's raining. Okay. I don't know if you can hear any of that because I could hear it. But I was trying to decode what he was trying to tell me. So we're not that terribly far here from block of ground where we used to be tipping grain, but since we've the grain shed now at home we don't need to. It's where we started. Yeah, we did dry grain up there. So yeah. Anyways, what he was trying to tell me was tip it up there or bring the trailer there if we think it's going to rain. It's not rain till 4, so he says go home, come back, drop this trailer over there if it's raining and come up and pick up the trailer. So it's a bit of a chance. It's chancy because look at it, it's light enough without getting rained on. Anyways, we'll race home with this load and we get her tipped and we get her on the way back up. And we'll see what it does. We'll just double check. It's 2:20. Let's just double check the rain radar. It's given a 35% chance of rain at 4 o'clock. Increasing then after that. The rain radar could rain even before that. It's given a possibility of a shower by 3:20. So we'll see. It'll take me about an hour to get home and back up. Probably an hour and 10 by the time I've loaded tipped. It's the only downside to this block of ground up here is it's just a bit away from home. Anyways, no more dilly-dallying, just be on. I'm just heading back for the yard and I'm at kind of a high point in the surrounding scenery where I can see quite far. I can see off the Slieve Bond, the wind turbines in Roscommon, see Lanesborough Power Station. I can see far, I can see a good bit. I can see the rain. I can see the rain in the distance. You get that kind of a bluey haze and you know it's raining. So yeah. I would say tight make it back to the yard before we get rain. Not just far enough on the road. So it'll probably be, no, depending. See, while it's raining it's straight in front of me where I'm headed and it's moving, the wind is blowing that way and the rain's in front of me. So it could be raining north of us, but just mix where we are. There's no rain behind me where we're working from. So yeah. It's always when you're at a weather sensitive job and you're just watching the rain and you're looking at the clouds, you can see rain in the distance and you're looking at what way the wind is blowing and you're like, will it miss us? Will it not miss us? We're going to get it? When will we get it? Yeah. Some heavy drops falling now. Like dust in the eyes. It's where you can do a cover on all the trailers. It's going to take a bit more drying than was anticipated. And then it'll also won't keep for as long till we get it done, so it'll have to be drying fairly quick. But fingers crossed now, it just doesn't get much heavier than what's coming at the minute. If you don't turn on the wipers, it's not raining. Just back driving in the lane here now. Unforeseen problem. Unless they're finished fixing the tyres 6 through 7 or the baler has a flat tyre, and it's in the way of the bay. I need to tip this in. So a bit of luck, it's done. I haven't had to turn on the wipers, so we're at minimal rainfall, is what I'd like to call it. Also, the lads must be getting on well receding, because I see the ring roller gone, which means they're on the finishing touches of that job. I am not in luck here. The one bay I need to get into is... if I don't get in the first try, we'll abandon the trailer in the nurse shed. Well, it is raining now, so stop talking sh** and get it back then. I forgot to take it off. I'm not going to get tipped. I just don't have the space, but I have it in the shed, so we've that much done. See what the crack is above. Talking to Father Phil there, it's not raining on him, it's raining proper here now. So we'll be up to him, we'll pick up the blue trailer, drop it into the shed in the farm beside it, and we get home in the 2725 in the triple trailer. It's not raining up here. I don't know why he's stopped, unless maybe they did get a shower. There's no sign of it on the road, and about halfway up the rain stopped. So I'm not sure what the crack is. We'll find out. Probably come back up to move the combine to put it into the shed, because it's going to sit here for a while, I'd say otherwise. Father Phil said the wee skiff, get another cut, just fill out the trailer, say bringing a half load home. I have to dry it anyways, that's not raining currently. Not to say that it could be raining in 30 seconds time, but so we've 3 trailer load of, oh sure, I tie has a quarter of the field cut yet, so won't be too bad now. Yes, the window is gone. I have a new window ordered, broke through while we were mowing with the dear John Moore, put a stone up through the window, so the window ordered off Connaty. So yeah, again urban cut before the rain starts. Now we race to the next shed and drop this off in it. Starting to rain there now, so we'll go get whatever Father Phil has cut. So he got an extra 4 runs done there. So 4 more runs. We're coming to a quarter maybe of the field now. That side of the field is much longer because it goes way up. Longer runs than this side. Which isn't too bad. Not too bad at all. Anyways, we'll get a load here now. Eased off again, but I think Father Phil's got a chance bringing this load just straight home. Whatever happens. I'm going to bring the 2725 just because Father Phil is Alfie. He's in here, he's not going to fall out. He'll fall out with it, you know. So Father Phil will be heartbroken if he lost his poor dog. Is there much in another trailer, or do you just get the... 2 tanks. There's 2 tanks in that trailer. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. We'll go home and have something to eat, and we'll probably come back up and move the combine into the shed because there's no point leaving it out. Oh, the long range forecast. The last 2 weeks or that have been very good, very dry, and that was because of Storm Florence, which we got, which pulled the jet stream above us, brought us in high pressures, good temperatures, and no rain. Now we have Storm Erin, which just is the rain and the wind that we're getting, and that's pulling the jet stream below us, which is pulling in low pressures and rain and colder conditions. Colder was to drop to maybe 15 or lower during the daytime, which isn't too bad. Like, we're well on, like we're in the last week of August, so it's not too bad. Load up these sheaves here that he has, and we'll bait on at a very slow pace with the 2725. I just remembered something I was supposed to say earlier in the video that I forgot. why did I pull up the 2 trailers with the 2725 when the 64 was coming up after me? Well, that was because when Father Phil come back from, I can't remember why he was at this morning, he got the 2 trailers on and he was going to go up in the 2725 start cutting, but I got on better than expected. There wasn't just as much of an area in the stone picking that I was doing that I thought, so I got on better. It was still stony, but it was lovely picking. No big stones, lots of stones, lots and lots of stones, but no big stones, just clean run. So I got back quicker than expected. So once I got back and then he went up in the Jeep, I was alright, I'll just continue up, because by the time I get the 2 trailers separated and the trailer on the 6480, I'd have already been up. There was no time advantage in separating them. So that's the why. And now we got old Betsy here, my parker beside the tractor for a thumbnail picture, or the combine for a thumbnail picture. One of the reasons why we don't use 2725 that terrible much unless it's needed, especially for hauling, because she's painfully slow on the road. She tight do 30 kilometers an hour, and you really have to try and find the last of the pedal to try and get her at that. So she's quite slow. So that's the joys of her. We'll have to get a picture though beside the 2725 beside the combine before we go. Anyways, slow boat to China. Here we go. I do love this tractor though. And that is us back into the shed. Oh, you know, this tractor isn't easy. I need a 3rd step to land on the right foot. Left foot, right foot. Oh. So we have oats this side that's to be dried. And then the centre bay is full of oats as well. So not too bad. 3 trailers back. So happy days. That's our dry oats. And then the barley's all the other side in EirCode. The barley went there this morning. That's what Father Phil was at. I forgot myself. I'll go get some tea, see what the crack is, and see how Eric and Brendan got on reseeding. I'd like to think they had it done before the rain. But yeah, happy out. All's in the shed. And it didn't rain too much. I'm not wet, so all weather cab gets the thumbs up. Robert. And I think I'll put the camera in charge now and leave it at that, because we're going to be back at 1200 later. But the change in the weather is kind of needed in one regards. I know we have more work to do, but things are starting to get a bit dry. A bit of rain isn't going to do any harm once it knows how to stop. And the other side of it is there's a nice bit of slurry to get done. The dates, I'm not even sure when the dates are. Is it the 30th of September or the 15th of September? Let me know in the comments, because some part of me says it's the 15th, but then I'm also hearing the 30th mentioned. So while we do have this bit of a wet spell, or unsettled spell as they say on the news or the forecasting, it means we'll get the slurry tidied up now. So a nice bit to be done, so we'll probably be starting into that next week. We also have mulching to do. Nice bit of reseeding still on the books to do, but that's all just only been sprayed off. And yeah. Oh no, there's never any shortage of work. And a nice bit of flat lifting too. Look, I'm going to leave it at that for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Wednesday and Sunday. That's it for me. Good luck.